might be better, right? Yeah, just out of the way. Ranking every killer in 20 minutes or less.
YouTube is SpookyLoopz, and I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. We're back on tiermaker.com, and it's been a long while since I've actually gone and made a killer tier list. But this time, I wanted to do a little bit of a twist. I wanted to try to rank all 31 killers, yes, including the newest killer, the Skull Merchant, in 20 minutes or less. So we're going to be going through speed points, abilities, perks, and powers. Obviously, chase ability, all that kind of stuff like that. And we're going to
Ability, perks, powers, and chase, he said. So I'm assuming that's going to be the criteria. We'll see. This will be interesting. I like tier lists. I did one myself about a year ago. Well, obviously, there's been some new killers added, so I might have to change my tier list. My tier list got a lot of hate, actually, but we'll see.
try to do it as fast as humanly possible. Hopefully as accurate as possible within 20 minutes or less. Now, obviously, my opinions are gonna differ from yours. At the end of the day, it's all for fun, and I love to hear what you guys think about my rankings in the comments. There's no way this goes terribly bad. All right, we're gonna start the timer right.
They can start wars, you're right.
Up first, Evan McMillan, poster boy, the Trapper. Doesn't start the trial with all of his traps. Survivors that are injured and they go into traps. Obviously, they can wiggle out of traps and there's really no repercussions. C tier, we're gonna go with the Wraith. The Wraith is obviously got buffed many moons ago, but overall, still gets bullied a lot with flashlights and things of that nature, and this incredibly stun heavy. His add-ons and things of that nature are okay.
So straight away, Trapper and Wraith not D tier, which is interesting to me. Unless he doesn't put anyone in D tier, but we'll have to pay attention. This is interesting, because Otsdava has Trapper as the worst killer in the game. Which, he's definitely down there. I love Trapper. I'm probably still a Trapper main at heart. But, yeah, I don't know.
I'm a massive fan of Shadowborn, and that comes from my boy here. Overall, he's going to be in the C tier for me. Yeah, C is a good spot. I think it's a good spot for him. Moving on to the Hillbilly, Mr. Hill William himself. Overheat is still a thing, and they gutted all of his, all of his add-ons. In terms of perks, I'm a massive fan of Enduring, but his chase ability is still one of the greatest. I think Hillbilly, B for Hillbilly. I think he's, obviously there's a lot of talented people that can do wonders.
What? No, come on, dude. B tier for Billy? If I'm honest, I think Billy is maybe even weaker than Trapper. On consistency, I don't know, dude. I don't know. His power's a lot harder to use than Trapper's. You could be a noob on Trapper and still get a 4K. But if you're a noob on Billy, unless you're camping or tunneling super hard and M1 in a lot, I don't know, dude. Ooh, spicy. Spicy.
And really creative stuff with Hillbilly, but being that Overheat's a thing, his perks are okay. Lightborn is very meh. Enduring is poggers, and Tinkerer's got gutted too, but Hillbilly still slays. I'm gonna put him in B. I think it's a good spot. Good news is we're gonna save a whole lot of time because the nurse, even though her blinks are now considered special attacks, so it was still a minor nerf to
considering
her power,
these killers being used at 100% efficiency.
One of the strongest killers in the game. She's gonna
I don't know, dude.
For sure.
I mean, he definitely is, but
power is enough to
Billy over Trapper? I'd say they're either equal or even the opposite way around.
Michael Myers.
I'm not saying Trapper's B tier though.
I like the best for last. I like play with your food. What's his other perk? What's the other one again? It's gosh darn it. Why am I drawing a blank? I need help. Dying Light. Yeah.
Oh, Dying Light.
Light's whatever, but Save This Last is fantastic. Very pog perk, and play with your food is situational, but could be a lot of fun. Michael Myers. Oh gosh, I don't know. I think Michael goes in C here. His add-ons are pretty top heavy. Tombstone Piece is one of his best add-ons.
Better off with Oni instead of Billy? Yeah, probably. Yeah, he's easier to control, right?
Perks are okay. I think he gets bullied a lot too. His chase ability. It's alright. He's a one-shot killer, but I feel like once he pops Evil Within 3, everyone is able to go ahead and just throw every resource in the world until that power goes back on cooldown. Plus, his startup at the very beginning of the trial is incredibly slow. Yeah, C is a good place for Mikey.
Now, Myers, I agree with him that on this logic, right? But if he's talking about add-ons as well, he does have an add-on that straight up murders people without hooking them, which I think makes him B, just based off of that. But if you're not counting add-ons, then I 100% agree he's C. But he has one add-on that if used consistently, you're going to get at least 2K. Minimum. Run that Tombstone Piece with Noed, or even Rancor, you're definitely getting a 2K almost every game. Like, it would be hard not to get a 2K, I think. You'd have to go up against a really good team that stayed away from you, jumped in lockers, blah, blah, blah. But you could proc a murder pretty early on, 1v3 with 4 gens left. Normal Myers would decimate, you know? So, yes, I agree, but I think you're kind of forgetting the Tombstone piece is an OP add-on. But interesting.
All right, moving on to the Hag. The Hag is, I know that she doesn't get played a lot, but the Hag 1000% is definitely one of the more stronger killers in the game. I don't know if she's S tier. She definitely, I think, deserves to be an A. Hex, Devour Hope, Hex, Ruin, Hex, Third Seal, all really, really, really good Hex perks that you can use to this day.
Fair.
Maybe not so much Ruin, but more so Third Seal, Devour Hope, stuff like that. You can get a lot of value out of those perks. Hex, Ruin's kind of buns. She's still one of the only killers in the game that still applies to the old module, where she can set traps right at her hooks, so putting pressure on certain areas of the map, being that she can teleport from super max far distances away, is pretty insane, and no other really killer can really do that. So I'm going to go and put the Hag in A. Moving on to the Doctor. I don't even know where to begin. Monitor and Abuse, Overcharge. Overcharge made a pretty strong comeback in the 6.1.0 patch, where all the perks got flipped over. He's able to essentially incapacitate survivors from performing rushed actions or dropping pallets. He's got some tracking ability based on Static Blast. Perks are okay. Overcharge is definitely his best one. Unnerving Presence is very meh. You know, with the right add-ons, I feel like he can do pretty good stuff. I'm gonna put him in B. The Huntress, easy A, easy. I don't think she's S tier, but she is the strongest range killer in the game currently at the moment, and she is my favorite, and she is my main, and she is right.
I'm not sure I agree with Huntress. I'm really not sure if I agree with Huntress being that high. I think if you're putting Doctor in B and Billy in B, she's nowhere close to Hag. I mean, she's good. I think she's B though, in this ranking anyway.
Rightfully so. She's incredibly good. I don't think she goes to S tier. She goes to A. I think A is safe. With Huntress, her perks suck. She is incredibly lethal up close and at distances, and no other real killer can pull it off like she does. All right, moving on to Leatherface.
Because again, I'll just reiterate, with Huntress, it's some of these killers you could be shit with, and you can do really well. Like, you could do amazing with Nurse and Blight and not be very good at them. I'm a prime example of that. But when you're playing as Huntress, that aim is all on the player. That's not on the killer, right? That ain't on the killer. Like, the killer's power isn't based on how powerful the killer is. It's based on how good your aim is as a player. So in that instance, ranking the killer based on the best Huntress in the world, yeah, they're going to be A. But I think if you are basing it on the killer's powers, her power is so dependent on the person playing her. So that's why I would drop her down, because it's not her power and her killer stance that's dictating that for me. PC Huntress, a console Huntress, probably B. PC Huntress A, console Huntress probably B. Yeah. Well, technically, I'm a PC and console because I play on PC with a controller. So do you mean keyboard mouse or do you mean controller? Because I'm technically a PC Huntress, but I use a controller. So I think you mean controller versus keyboard mouse, right? But yeah, I think I haven't played her with keyboard and mouse. I don't play with anybody on keyboard and mouse. Yeah, that's what you mean. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, I don't play with anyone on keyboard and mouse. It's actually a channel point redemption on my channel to force me to play a game, keyboard and mouse. But I actually play on controller. Yeah, I know. I was born on consoles, dude. I wasn't born a PC gamer. I've only had a PC, maybe going on 2 years now? Thank you for your contribution to the cosplay stream, dude. I appreciate that. But yeah, so... yeah, I would say keyboard and mouse probably. I haven't tried. But then I'm not a very good keyboard and mouse player. I've only played DBD twice on keyboard and mouse. Like 2 games, and I sucked. So, yeah, it's one of those. But yeah, so I think Huntress is based on her killer ability. I think she's C. If you're basing her on being controlled by a very good player, then she could definitely be A. So
we're gonna go to talk about Bubba here.
I guess you can argue that for everybody.
Knockout is okay, and gosh darn it, what's his last one? Why am I drawing a massive blank here? Doesn't matter. Barbecue's okay, it still works, but Franklin's Demise. Thank you. Thanks for chaffing me. Perks are okay. He moves at 115% movement speed. He has one-shot capability, but there's, you know, a lot of things, especially with some of the newer realms, where chainsaws get snagged on the environment. Ultimately, I think he's okay though, but nothing that's like strikes me as like, okay, he's like, you know, he's best of the best, the top tier in terms of that. Yeah, most Billies outperform Bubba, but
he's the best at camping, and I don't think putting Hillbilly above Bubba is accurate. I would say Bubba's easier to learn. His power's easier to use to get downs with than Billy. And I would say he's better at camping than Billy. All Billy's got over Bubba is map pressure, because he can move around the map quickly, depending on the map. If there's lots of obstacles in the way, then it's kind of redundant, right? But yeah, I wouldn't say that Hillbilly's better than Bubba, but then I wouldn't necessarily put Bubba up to B tier either. I think they're both C, really. But interesting, interesting.
Okay, Freddy's kind of buns. Perks are okay. Blood Warden, remember me. See, I don't want to get. I don't know why I'm always forgetting the third perk. Chat, help me out. Fire up, thank you. Perks are okay. Making survivors all oblivious at base kit by people being asleep.
Dirty with Bubba 4Ks. Yeah, I know what you mean, dude.
That's it. I think Freddy's gonna be our first D. I don't think
what? SpookyLoopz. No, dude, don't do my boy like that. Freddy, in my opinion, and it's all opinion based, so I guess he's everyone's entitled to their opinion, right? I would put Freddy above these guys. I would put Freddy in B. 100%. 100%. He could travel the map well. He has got very weak anti-loop, but he's got anti-loop, which these guys don't really have. You know, he's got basically 2 powers, right? These guys only have 1 power. Like, there's no way that these 4 are above Freddy. And Freddy has a smelly lunge. Yeah, you're right. Oh, no, dude. You've done my Freddy wrong. You've done
anything
my Freddy
that strikes
wrong.
us as anything that's incredibly strong, Freddy goes D. All right, moving on to the pig. The pig is sweet Jesus. Built-in slowdown in terms of her reverse bear trap.
We'll check that
Without
out, Princess.
specific
We'll check that
add-ons,
out.
they're not incredibly lethal. The vast majority of the time, survivors are able to get them off no problem. Getting a head pop is almost a rare event. Perks are kind of ass. Her ambush ability is something that is easily dodged. It's D. Yeah, pig's a D for me. Okay, moving on. The clown. You know what? I think the clown gets shit on a whole lot, but going up against somebody that actually knows how to use their bottles in the correct way can be incredibly impressive and incredibly annoying to go against. I don't know if he's B tier, though. I really don't. I don't know if he's B. Yeah, maybe. Redhead Pinky Finger is notorious, I think, was the replacement for Ears and Head. Arguably, I think it's a stronger add-on. What's chat saying? Chat's saying B? You know what? All right, we'll put clown in B. I still think that, I think clown gets a bad rap. I think the
Bro, I love clown. I used to main clown, and dude, there's really no chance in hell he's B. He's definitely not better than Freddy. Okay.
Clown is be pretty damn strong in the right hand. I think so. Got nice jiggle physics too, so obviously can't be mad about that. Spirit, I'm gonna move right up. I think she's still S tier. There hasn't really been anything that's changed a whole lot. They kind of switched around some of her add-ons.
Yeah, I'd put clown in
she still
C
has
as
some
well.
of the strongest stuff in the game.
He can be
power
difficult to loop
base
against
kit
sometimes.
is able to
Yeah,
go and
it's true.
shut everybody down from beginner survivors all the way up to some of the pros that are out there. The Spirit is obviously a killer that is picked, notorious for tournament style of play because she is that oppressive. Her perks are very meh, but power as a whole, chase ability, she's still one of the strongest in the game. Moving on to the Legion. They are incredibly good at keeping you injured, that is for sure. As far as gameplay wise, it's not really the funnest to play against. Now they have the ability to kind of, with specific add-ons and stuff like that, you're able to do chain hits and actually be able to physically down someone in Feral Frenzy. I think that was a very big improvement, but I don't think it's big enough to put them anywhere that's incredibly impressive. I'm going to go C. The Plague is another...
Some of his chat wanted him to put Legion in B. I'm like, no, dude. No, dude.
Entity is, no pun intended. She's a rare oddity, rather, because there's not really a lot of Plague that comes into play. Most survivors really don't know how to play against her. I think she has a really cool design. Her perks are okay. Dark Devotion's kind of fun. Corrupt Intervention used to be good, but not so much anymore. So her perks at Teachable kind of got gutted, but her power is still incredibly strong. She's a range killer. She's able to keep people broken and sick with the right combination, stuff like that. Blood Favor and like Terminus. There's a lot of really cool stuff you can do with the Plague. I'm gonna go put her in A. I think she's strong. I think the Plague is really good and catches a lot of survivors off guard. Ghostface, on Keep It Easy. I play this guy all the time. C tier. He's able to mark people and expose people in one shot.
I agree with Plague, and I agree with Ghostface. I don't have anything else to say.
perks are kind of buns. Thrilling Tremor is okay. The Ghostface is kind of a meme. I don't think Ghostface is anything particularly stronger than Michael Myers or Trapper or anything like that. Ghostface is a good spot in C. Demogorgon is one of the original zoning killers out there. He's able to hold shred and stuff like that. There's a lot of things in regards to the demo. Like, people give him much more praise than I think he really deserves, because I don't personally think that the demo is that fun to play as or play against. But the power that he's able to eat and shred through pallets and traverse the map using the upside down portals, things like that, and be able to attack you at distances, I think B's safe. I think a B's a safe spot for the demo. Okay.
100% agree with that, actually. I thought he was putting him in C, but yeah, I think demo's just a little bit better than the others. He's got map traversal. The shred can be used as a potential anti-loot because he can catch you off guard. He can travel good distance with shreds. You can fake with the shred, so you've got mind games built into his power. I think that's accurate.
Oni is able to go ahead and injure survivors and suck up their blood, and then go into a form called Demon Dash, where he moves at high rates of speed and is able to one-shot people with this massive boomstick. Survivors can technically negate him of getting injured and getting blood, but it's not really unlikely. But I can't put him and Billy in the same tier when Billy has so much of a downside and so much repercussions from getting snagged on something. I'm going to put Oni in A. I think Oni is a really strong killer. I think it's a safe.
I think, again... Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. He can snowball, which I think is huge. But then so can Trapper. Not in the same way, but they can snowball and end the game when you think it's won, right? So you would put Demo in A, but you're a Demo main? Yeah, I mean, we'll all be biased, right? I think towards the killers that we like a lot. But yeah, Oni... I think Oni is A. I think in the right hands, Oni is an A. But I've played against some trash Onis before, and that makes him a D. And again, that's based on, you know, the player controlling them. It's not like a Blight or a Nurse where you can get away with it. Spirit, I don't think is S. I think Spirit's A, if I'm honest. Since the nerf, I think Spirit's still A. But there we go.
Safe spot for him. Okay, Deathslinger moves at 4.4 meters per second. He got completely flipped upside down. His terror radius is standard now. No more sneaky plays. ADS got nerfed. He's slow. He's ranged. He's still really good in the 1v1. I would probably put him in B. I don't have like a low B. If I had a low B, then I'd put the demo in there. Definitely, no, I don't think Slinger's A tier. I don't think so.
You do have a low B. It's called C. It's called C. High mind game potential. Yeah. The demo, yeah. I don't think Deathslinger's B though.
No, I'm gonna go ahead and put Caleb here in B. I think B is safe. I think B is a safe spot. Moving on to the Executioner, kind of similar to the Deathslinger. You used to be able to go ahead and put your sword into the ground from right to judgment, and then be able to attack it at ranged, like simultaneously, really instant without any cooldown for Punishment of the Damned. That's long gone. But I still think that he's still one of the only killers out there that has a different way to transport bodies to hooks, which helps on time efficiency. He's ranged, so he can hit you with, if you have aura reading stuff on, you can hit people from all different types, through all different types of loops. I think he's A. I think he's A tier. I think he's really good. When you come out,
you think Slinger is C? Yeah, I agree. I think Slinger's C as well. I agree with you. I agree with you, homies. I agree. And I also think he's right with Pyramid Head being A. A really good Pyramid Head. Can't shut that shit down. Yeah. I'm agreeing with his A tier, all apart from Huntress right now. I think Huntress should be B. But yeah, I think Deathslinger should be C for sure.
Out of a cage, you don't have base kit endurance, no decisive strike, things like that. I think he's a good spot. I think A for sure. I think that's a really good spot for him. Light, nice and easy, S tier. There was talks when the nurse got nerfed, making her all of her attack.
Who is the check at the top? The girl at the top. Do you mean this one? That's Nurse and Spirit we got at the top. Nurse, Spirit, and Blight. For some reason, it's blocked out A and S and A on my OBS screen, which I hope that's not blocked for you guys. Yeah, Spirit's the one in the middle. Pyramid Head has got to be like low S. Yeah, so it'd be A, right? If he doesn't have anything else other than this, I agree with A. Nurse will always be S. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think Spirit is, though. I think Spirit's A now, right? I think Spirit's A, in my opinion. I could be wrong.
In terms of blinks, they thought that the Blight was going to rise up to be the strongest killer in the game. I still think that he's very, very high up there. All of his add-ons are insane. His add-ons are absolutely nuts. Hex Undying is a really good perk as well, too. Keep your Hex alive for as long as possible. I have like an insurance policy. The Blight's cracked. They're insane. And there's a lot of really, really good Blight players that can do insane stuff with it. Twins, believe it or not, the twins are actually pretty good by design in terms of like people that know how to use them. Their perks are kind of shitty, except for Kurgrase, but they're bugged beyond belief. B. I think B is safe. B is safe. If they were to go and make it so that Victor not only incapacitates the survivor, but can actually put them into the dying state after a certain period of time, so your power doesn't get held hostage, I think I'd put them up a little bit higher. I think B is okay for the twins. Trickster, C. Right out
I
the
agree.
bat. I think Trickster is. He has a lullaby. He's slow. He's a range killer,
Twins
but
and
like
Trickster,
there's other people that are range that do it much better. Like the Huntress just does everything he does so much better. He excels in places that are tremendously unsafe, small trash loops or dead zones. The Trickster's going to thrive there. Any big massive loops, he's going to struggle. But I think that's kind of the same thing with some of the other killers that we have in the C tier category. So I'm going to put him in C. Nemesis has AI zombies, Eruption.
Oh, we'll get to Crow Lady.
His add-ons need a massive rework, I think. In terms of add-ons and stuff like that and perks, he's very low tier, but he does have artificial pressure at free. I would like to see the Nemesis get something in terms of maybe not having the survivors get a lot of haste or any haste at all when you're in mutation 1, just trying to build up your charges and stuff like that in your power. But ultimately, he's able to break pallets once he gets into mutation 2. In mutation 3, he's got a longer range by 6 meters. Believe it or not, zombies do help out a little bit. So B, I'm gonna go B.
I agree.
Good. Talk about the Cenobite. The Cenobite has, unlike like the pig, only has essentially 4 bear traps where you're able to go ahead and have some form of in-game slowdown. The Cenobite does that consistently every single time with having to solve the Lambent configuration, which always forces the survivor to stop what they're doing to go play with the box, and you can easily know when they're touching it. You can teleport to it, but if they don't, they get punished severely with a massive chain hunt. In terms of perks, he's okay. He's okay.
I agree.
The pain,
Pinhead
right.
A, yeah, 100%.
Chasing,
Trickster not in D, yeah, no.
He does a really good job at shutting that stuff down. I think A tier. I think Cenobite's fantastic. I think he's a really good killer, and there's a reason why people don't like going up against him.
I actually don't think there should be a D tier, to be honest. I think these two could sit quite comfortably in C. I even think there's a good argument for Freddy to be in B. I don't really think there should be a D tier, to be honest. D tier makes them... Because that's saying they're worse than these guys, and they're not. They're not. They're not worse than these lot. So I think it should just be a C tier, personally. But, yeah.
Because he's pretty damn good. Oh, the Artist. This is easy. Artist is one of the first killers that really started bringing the zone aspect into DBD to a more popular platform, being that she's able to set up a crow and then kind of usher you into a certain position and to where you know, so you can go and be in unfavorable locations, so she can hit you either with a basic attack or with one of the birds. She can down and injure from range. She can pressure multiple things at once by sitting her crows around. Definitely A tier. I don't think she's strong enough for a C, being that she doesn't have any real one-shot ability. She can't really phase through walls and isn't incredibly high mobility, but definitely A tier.
I don't play enough of the Artist to know whether I agree with that or not. I've heard loads of people say that she has potential to be S, so that makes me think that A tier is probably the right spot for her. So I don't really have an opinion on her, unfortunately. But yeah, you use her crows to control gens and as tracking as well. You can also down people with the crows. So she is quite powerful. Her power does a lot if used correctly. So maybe A tier is correct. I don't really know. What do you guys think about the Artist? Do you think she's A tier? What do you think for the Artist, guys?
Definitely A. Sadako. This is easy. Her tapes don't apply enough pressure. You can still carry an item. Her perks are really good. I'm a big fan of Call of Brine. Merciful Storm's okay, and Floods of Rage is a fantastic perk. In terms of perks, she's very, very good. I don't think that she applies any real pressure other than that, other than the condemned style of...
You think Artist has been S since launch? Really? That's interesting. Definitely A tier if the player knows how to use her crows. I'm leaning towards A, but I don't play her enough. Honestly, I really don't. I think I've played maybe 3 games with her since she came out. I don't enjoy using her power that much, so I don't use her. I probably should play her more, to be honest, but... Yeah. But Sadako C, I agree with this.
Of gameplay, I don't think that she really thrives in doing anything, to be honest. I think C's a good spot for her. If she got a little bit of buff to make it so that you're more pressured in terms of getting a tape in, and there's really no reason to worry about them. You can just kind of keep them in your pocket and then last second dump the tape off, so there's no real consequence for that. The Dredge. Moving on the Dredge. I like Nightfall. I wish that Nightfall would be a little bit more darker and instead of, he's still tremendously loud when he's traversing, even while he is in Nightfall and stuff like that.
I'll have to play a lot of these killers a lot more, to be honest with you.
Really tone down the lights and made it so you couldn't see your auras and stuff like that, but he's able to traverse the map all over the place. He does get a little cucked by some of the lockers. If there's 2 adjoining lockers and one is only locked, he has to teleport to the locked one. But he is a pressure monster. He can be at all places at once. Plus, he has a remnant he can set up, or he's able to go there. I think B's good. I think B's a good spot for the Dredge. I don't think he's...
I don't know if I agree with Dredge being there.
Entanglement is now in the cult.
Thank you for the follow, dude. Welcome in. I don't think I agree with Dredge being B, if I'm honest. I would put him in C. Because Onryo can teleport, but it doesn't necessarily mean much, right? You'd say B or low A? Really? Okay, interesting. Personally, I think he's C. Just because he's similar to Onryo in certain ways. And I'm just like, oh, you main him though? Exactly. Yeah, I get it. I get it. We're all going to have love for our own killers, but
I
think C, Dredge,
good.
personally.
On to Albert Wesker, Mastermind. Easily one of the funnest killers in the game. That's
Wesker's A. Yeah,
speed,
Wesker's A.
Dash, has a way to slow the game.
Well, I like Wesker a lot.
Go ahead and cleanse yourself of the
I
virus.
enjoy playing him. His power's fun.
I think Wesker's A for sure. Wesker's in a really good spot there. In terms of perks, they're okay. Waking awareness and like, I'm always forgetting the other ones, but
yeah, I will play all of the killers
really
more.
Moving on to the night,
We're still maining twins at the moment though for the rest of March, so we got a few more streams of just twins and Survivor, unfortunately. But yeah, I'll get around to it, Princess, don't worry. Wesker's been great since launch. I agree. I love twins. Yeah,
I think maybe C may be a good spot for him. Maybe, I don't know.
Knight at C.
Okay, so don't kill me. After further consideration, I've decided that the Knight is definitely deserving to be at a minimum of at least B tier. Being that he's the ultimate zone machine and can actually have lethality with his guards, I decided to move him up a spot after my editor had already gone to bed. I know he can be incredibly boring to go up against at times, but I cannot deny what he's capable of. Just don't think he fits in our current roster in the A tier, though. Just wanted to make that quick alteration. Okay, Skull Merchant.
I agree. Based on this argument.
Actually, there's a new patch that's coming out that I don't know how she's gonna play. Shorter cooldown, stuff like that. But other than that, I don't think that she.
Wesker's an A, but the average Wesker player is a C.
I feel like I put the Skull Merchant, I have to put the Knight there too. But the issue is like with the Knight, at least
Skull Merchant,
you're able to zone away. There's some lethality to the guards, but yeah,
like
I hate low C, D. I think for the.
Nah, she's probably C to be fair.
That's where we're gonna be at. I think I'd probably, honestly,
I think all of these three are C. I don't think these three are worse than these guys in any respect. So these three need bumping up. Hillbilly needs bringing down, in my opinion. Clown needs bringing down. Slinger needs bringing down. Dredge needs bringing down. And Huntress needs to be B tier. I think other than that, I agree. Oh, and Spirit needs to be A. They're the only real changes I'd make. So not too different to what he's saying. To
See, I would probably move the Trapper down to D as well too. He has to go. Yeah,
you motherfucker.
Those things like that. I think I'd put the Trapper down to D. He's got to start. He doesn't start the trial with all of his traps. He has to go across the map to go pick up his traps. I think that's a good spot for him. I think D is probably the correct place to put him. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, like, I know they're changing a whole lot of stuff where the Skull Merchant is going to be able to get things so that she has more lethality in terms
of my heart, dude.
By having claw traps on. I don't know. I think I should move her up to C with the Knight. I think that's probably fair. She's a zoning killer. She's able to get the job done when it comes to the right circumstances. I think moving her up with the Knight is only fair. Wherever the Knight goes, she has to go. Ghostface is A? No way. No way, Jose. Get out of your mind. But I think that's a pretty good list. Obviously, we can go and pick this apart and do different things.
Damn right they got to buff our boy a Trapper. I'm disgusted. I get why people put him in D though. I get it. But played in the right way, and I'm gonna prove this as well. So in April, I'm going to be doing a unbeaten streak with Trapper on Midwich. Midwich is his best map. You can actually isolate 3 gens better than you can with, what's that face? Scum Merchant. So in April, I'm going to be doing an unbeaten streak with Trapper on Midwich. And I reckon I can get a good 30 to maybe even 40 games unbeaten. I just need the map offerings. I've only got about 20 map offerings at the moment. So once I've got all the map offerings in place, I'm going to try and prove that Trapper can be S tier on that map. Does the killer get to choose the map? If I bring a map offering, I can choose the map. But that relies on the survivors not bringing a map offering. So I'm going to need a lot of map offerings to try and avoid not being sent to the map I want. Any map that we go to that isn't Midwich, I won't count in the streak. I'll keep a separate score of how we're doing with those because I'm going to be sent to different maps. It's going to happen. But all the maps we go to that are Midwich, they're the ones that I'm counting towards the streak. And I genuinely believe Trapper can be unbeatable on Midwich. So when I mean unbeatable, I mean a draw or more. So 2k or more. I think he's unbeatable on that map. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get 3 and 4Ks. But worst case scenario, I get a really good team. Fuck it. 2k. As long as I don't lose. That's the unbeaten streak. I'm just not losing. So if three get out, 3 or more get out, then I've lost. and that's a loss. But unbeaten. I think Trapper's unbeatable on Midwich, and I'm trying to set out to prove it. There's only one RNG that fucks up my game plan, and it's rare that you get that RNG with the gens. Normally they're isolated in rooms that you can trap up immediately. And if you use the bloody coil and the bag, you start with all your traps. And yeah, but we'll get into that at some point. But yeah, this is that's quite an interesting breakdown, to be honest. That's quite an interesting breakdown. I agree and disagree, but I mainly agree, so that's kind of nice. But Dead by Daylight has indeed loaded up, so I'm going to boot that up now.